Hello, everybody. This is Kyle, and I'm here to review a soundtrack. I don't see too many soundtrack reviews on YouTube, so I thought it was cool to try one. So, the soundtrack I have to review today is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, to be more exact. And this soundtrack I have been looking for a while, ever since the movie came out a couple of weeks ago. And finally, I went to Barnes and Nobles today, and I tracked it down, bought it, and boy, am I glad I got this. Basically, this soundtrack is in the style of, say, um, a regular person back in the 1969 era driving their car down Los Angeles listening to the radio. So all the songs on here are basically formatted as if they were being played on the radio. So you have, um, say, an example. Okay, this is KJ at Roscoe's radio frequency presenting this song, and they play the song that's coming on. So all the radio bits of this soundtrack, because the soundtrack's not just separated into songs but also radio excerpts. Um, Many of the radio excerpts they have on here flow into the songs that are played. So they got a lot of songs on this tape. Um, to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed on this. Not much, but I'm a little bit disappointed on this because it is, for some reason in the theater when I was hearing these songs, they sounded much better, like they flowed with the movie. Maybe because the way Tarantino edited them to fit within certain scenes, and he cut out many parts of the songs. I know Mrs. Robinson is played about. You hear 1 minute of Mrs. Robinson in the film, then it cuts off. Um, but most of the songs on the soundtrack are from the film. Well, actually, all the songs from the film are pretty much on this soundtrack, and that is a plus. Um, you have the booklet within the soundtrack. I'll show you. It's a pretty cool booklet. There it is, and then the back. And these are some of the photos they show you. A lot of them are the promotional stills from the movie. I found it interesting. A lot of the Manson family actresses in this film are actually more so promotional shots. They're not really like they are in the film. Margaret Qualley's character, Pussycat, she's actually shown in a bunch of these photos, and some of them are definitely not in the film. Like this one right here, where it's on a bus. I don't really understand where this was in the film, if they maybe cut it or if it was just promotional, but I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely gives some of the other actors and actresses from the film more time to shine that they aren't given in the movie because they're all great. And that's the book. I kind of wish that they had Quentin Tarantino making some sort of address to the customer who buys this, because he's done that in past soundtracks of his, like The Hateful Eight, and I always appreciate when the director or the composer writes a little excerpt to read for the audience, and it's always great because a lot of soundtracks today aren't getting enough recognition, and it's always fun to have a director very much advocating for these soundtracks. So the songs are just like they are in the movie. You have some great ones. One of my favorites is "Good Thing," Paul Revere and the Raiders. I always love "Mrs. Robinson" by Simon and Garfunkel. "California Dreaming" by Jose Feliciano. Son of a Lovin' Man, Buchanan Brothers, Neil Diamond song that was played in the trailer. It's called Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Show, is really good. And I'm glad that a lot of the songs from the trailer, if pretty much all the songs from the trailer, are in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because I'm sick and tired of trailers featuring songs that aren't in the film. Suicide Squad did that, but what's cool about Suicide Squad was they put those songs on the soundtrack. So hopefully this is a trend that continues. Um, Unlike this, where they actually have the songs from the trailers in the film, but I just like getting all the songs from both the trailers and the film on the soundtrack. So that would do it for the review. I would give this soundtrack A minus, and I would give the out of stars, I would give it a 3-star review, and out of 10, I would give this soundtrack a 8 out of 10. Um, those measurements and ratings may not match up, but that's what I'm giving it. So, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's a great soundtrack. The audio is pretty great. I was listening to in the back seat of my car, so I wasn't able to really. I don't know if I heard it as well as say if I heard the stereo from up front, but I I pretty much believe these songs sound pretty good. I really love the poster, and the poster here is just outstanding. Um, and yeah, this is the soundtrack to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and everybody, I recommend you guys buy it. So have a nice day, and keep putting a smile on your face.